Hello everyone, welcome back to the Toss episode 140. My favorite Pokemon is currently not in Sword and Shield now. For those of you who have seen several prior Toss episodes, then this list shouldn't be surprising. So, because I'm just going to recount a bunch of Pokemon from Top 100, even from the favorite Gen 2 Pokemon list, and from my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon list. And just recounting them, no big deal. So I'm going to tell you why those are my favorite Pokemon, and they're not Sword and Shield. Just know this is not a list of my Pokemon I want to be on Sword and Shield, because there are Pokemon that aren't in this list that I would want on Sword and Shield because it would make more sense there. But this is not this list, and also probably not the list of Pokemon that I wish weren't in Sword and Shield. But I'm not sure if I'm even going to do that list. But hey, if you want me to do a list of Pokemon I'd rather not be included in Sword and Shield, hey, go like and comment or something. You know, something to let me know that you want me to do this. But right, I'll just recount some of my favorite Pokemon. Is Cortana. Now, it kind of makes, I'm not sure if it makes a bit of sense, whether or not put for Ultra Beast to not be in Sword and Shield, because they're just an Alola thing, but then again, they're not outer space, other dimension things, so, and if they're going to put Silvally into Sword and Shield, they must have some sort of, like, way to put the Ultra Beasts in there. So, kind of a just saying. Which makes it really, really awkward that Ultra Beasts like Poipole, Naganadel, Blacephalon, the like now only exist in one game ever, and that's Ultra Sun and Moon. Isn't it kind of awkward for them just to kind of exist and in one game but just don't in another? And we make the case for, you know, Melmetal and Meltan. However, you could transfer them, so if you have them in Let's Go, you could just transfer them whenever Home comes out. You know, speaking of, I haven't heard from Home in a long time. I wonder if, like, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time this video makes it, like, the day or the week during, that you'll get some Pokemon Home information, because we should be getting some news on it by now. Just saying. Anyway, but the point is that my favorite out of the Ultra Beast is Cortana, and even though I do like Poipole, but I don't know, I haven't really used that much of Naganadel, so I know it's pretty good. Busted even. But I just like Cortana more because, you know, papered swords, and it's pretty cool. 14, Azumarill. Now, especially considering one of the best Pokemon right now is, you know, Dragapult. Maybe having a huge power, you know, play rough would be pretty dang good. I mean, I know some other Pokemon played that role a lot better than Azumarill. But I just say, I kind of want to keep Azumarill in, just so I can have more of, like, the power that Azumarill has. Even though it's not that much, considering, like, a lot of the Pokemon in this generation are either super dang bulky, like Toxapex or Ferrothorn, or hyper offensive, like Darmanitan and Dragapult. But, yeah, I kind of understand if Azumarill's not on here, even though it was pretty dang popular, or at least Marrow is popular. I guess I kind of understand why it's not in here, but it's just a bit of a miss, really. Laurentiis. Yes, Laurentiis was one of my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon. And again, I don't really miss it, even though I really do like it, mind you. But I wouldn't miss it that much. That being said, I haven't used Laurentiis in a playthrough before, so unfortunately now it's not going to be the time because I wait until another game, which Laurentiis will become available, for me to even consider putting it on a team. So, oh well, just so bad as Sarina just completely just dominated, figuratively and literally, Laurentiis for a spot on my favorite grass-type Pokemon, but it's just, you know, never got the opportunity to use Laurentiis, even though I did want to use it initially. But unfortunately, Sword and Shield is not going to be the case this time. Then again, it wouldn't help because, first of all, I kind of like the Grass starter in Sword and Shield, and Maractus is in the game, and Flapple is pretty. We do like Flapple, so the Grass type is kind of like, cramped for Pokemon when it comes to like Pokemon that you do like. So even if Laurentiis is in Sword and Shield, I'm not sure if you would want to use it, considering there are a lot of other Grass types that I just like more than Laurentiis. So unfortunately, even though I like Laurentiis, it just wouldn't be possible to play Sword and Shield because of all the other good Grass types. 12 is Crobat. Now, this is a Pokemon that, yeah, I really do miss. But now that we don't really need Fly at all, then all we got at Crobat is like a really speedy Poison type. And granted, speedy Poison types actually are pretty good, but again, I'm not sure how it'll fare against, the current metagame, because I don't think Crobat's ever been too viable. But maybe has way back in the day, but I just don't remember. But Crobat's a Pokemon that I really did like to use. But at least this is an excuse for me to not have Crobat in the team, considering how I did use Crobat a few times, so like in-game team. So at least in this case, I'm kind of glad it's not in the game because I don't have an excuse to use it in the game, and that's pretty much it. #11 is Salamence. Now, this is the one Pokemon that isn't on any previous favorite Pokemon lists that I mentioned you should probably go watch for this. And yes, Salamence is a very powerful Pokemon. Now, the reason why I think that this one probably should be in Sword and Shield is considering all the other pseudo-legends that are in Sword and Shield. The example is, why is Salamence not in the game, but Como-O is? This is kind of a weird take of why Como-O is in Sword and Shield, but not Salamence. So I just find it kind of weird. Lots of other pseudo legends, but no, Como-O has to be on this list, but not Salamence. It's a dang shame. Also, like similarly, Metagross. Why is Metagross not in Sword and Shield? Especially considering all the Dragon-type pseudo-legends that are in Sword and Shield. So I just find it kind of a missed opportunity here. Especially considering like Salamence, even though it's not like the red Welsh Dragon, that's in the Welsh Dragon flag, but it's partially red, so I just feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity to put Salamence in Sword and Shield because he just looks like a dragon. So I mean, he is a dragon, but like actually even looks like what people expect of a dragon, especially in like areas of Europe. #10, Scizor. Yes, my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon is actually in the 10th slot out of the top 15. Again, I really like to use Scizor, especially considering that the Metal Coat, yes, the Metal Coat still has a main effect, but now it's only used to evolve Onix, and just kind of does nothing else. It's kind of a shame because like I know the King's Rocket is in this game, but Poliwhirl and its line and the slow Pokemon aren't in the game, so we don't need to use it as an evolution item. But like if Onix is in this game, therefore Steelix is in this game, then wouldn't the other Pokemon evolve I met by trading a Metal Coat should be in the game too? So I just feel like Scizor should be in this game due to its evolution method, and it's already in there, so I feel like it probably should have been there. But all things considered, it's still a good Pokemon. I was just wondering how it will fare against, Darmanitan, who can learn fire moves and is like almost locked to using his Guerrilla Tactics and Choice Scarf. But especially considering Bullet Punch exists on Scizor, so I feel like Scizor could have been a good Pokemon on Sword and Shield OU. But again, we can't determine that. So here we are for Scizor to be on this list. Again, I do like Scizor, but unfortunately, you can't get to see how good it would be on the Sword and Shield meta. 9, Diancie. Honestly, certain legendary Pokemon, it's just, I'm gonna have this and one of the slots talk about legendary Pokemon, might as well talk about this here. That, isn't it weird that Sword and Shield doesn't really have that many legendary Pokemon? Like, you would think that, like, with a place based on a country known for a lot of history, you would think there'll be a lot more legends in this. But, no, the only legends are, like, the main 3 legendary Pokemon and Silvally, because technically, because Tabnell and Silvally count as legendary Pokemon, according to Sun and Moon. So, or at least, like, partially legendary Pokemon, like, in a similar vein as the legendary birds or beasts. But it's so weird that there aren't that many legendary Pokemon, considering like how many legendary Pokemon usually are in like Pokemon games nowadays. Because I know Gen 1 barely had only had legendary birds, but like as we get to Gen 4, there was like a ton of legendary Pokemon, and even since then there were a lot more legendary Pokemon in the regional decks of each region, but not in Sword and Shield, which is kind of weird. I mean, then you get Sun and Moon, which is like hard even in terms of legendary. I mean, you got the Island Guardian, the Ultra Beast, which should have been legendary Pokemon, but and then the actual legendary Pokemon, Necrozma. But like in Sword and Shield, it's just like just Eternatus, which is like a space alien, all things considered, and then the main the 2 doggos. So that's it. I feel like there probably should be more legendary Pokemon somewhere in there. At least like bring back a few more legendary Pokemon. And well, Diancie's here. Might as well put it there. I don't know. Is Breixen. Now, okay, I might as well talk about all the other starters. So, the Kanto starters and the Alola starters are available by transfer, but nothing else. Because you would think that if you're not going to really balance Sword and Shield by like cutting a bunch of Pokemon and still keep a lot of like a fan favorite OUs, why not put Greninja in there? So. But for me, specifically Breixen, so I can have a good fire starter to go with my actual starter. I don't know, maybe just me, but kind of like I really like Breixen, and like its entire line. It's my favorite starter line, still is. But I don't know, man. I really do want to have Breixen and thing. I just want like more starters. Why don't we have like all of the starters instead of just the one in Gen 1 and the one in Gen 7? Why can't we have, like, the Johto starters, or why can't we have the Hoenn starters? Or in this case, why can't we have the Kalos starters? Especially considering that even the game itself acknowledges that Kalos is close enough to Galar that a really good swimmer can actually just swim from Route 9 to Kalos. I'm just saying that why can't we have the Kalos starters? Now, speaking of starters, Empoleon. Dude, but then again, like, imagine how, like, nuts Infernape would be in Umedic, especially considering that there are a lot of really good Pokemon that Infernape can destroy currently in OU just by existing. So, I'm just saying. And Torterra, too, like, how, even though it's not the best, it's still a really good Pokemon. I mean, it would be fun to have, like, Gigantamax, Snorlax, and Torterra together. It's gonna be kind of cool. I mean, because so many people have called like Gigantamax, Snorlax, Galar, and Torterra as is. So I'm just saying, it'd be funny. But for my case, it's Empoleon. I really do like Empoleon. It's a very good type and very good moveset. And stats can go either way can go either way on things. It's pretty balanced, so it can do whatever role you want. Granted, it's not as polarizing as the competitive community would want to have, considering they love like polarizing stats, which is why Barraskewda is actually really good, apparently. But it's may not be polarizing, but it's versatile. That's what I like. That's what I like about Empoleon. It's versatile, and in fact, that's good as a good type. Also, I feel it's kind of weird that the Sinnoh stories aren't in the game. Like, do they not want to do a Sinnoh remake and just like prepare the Sinnoh starters there just so to figure out what if they can need any improvements for the inevitable Sinnoh remake. I know they probably won't do a Sinnoh remake because like the Holland remake only exists because the fans want it, but because of that same reason, they should probably get a Sinnoh remake sometime soon. Just saying. So if you're gonna do the Sinnoh remake, at least prepare like the Sinnoh starters so they can get going and get people acclimated to the Sinnoh starters, so that when the Sinnoh remake comes up, fans will be like, oh hey, I remember these guys from Sword and Shield, so why not just use that? I'm just saying, that should be a thing a long time ago. Number 6, Lopunny. Like, you think that with nearly every known so-called Poke waifu is currently in Sword and Shield, why isn't Lopunny? Is that kind of weird? Also, it's kind of a missed opportunity because we have Diggersby and now we have Cinderace. Why can't we have Lopunny in there too? Like, how about all the rabbit Pokemon on this list? Why can't all the rabbit Pokemon go into Sword and Shield, just have a full-on rabbit team? That would be awesome! Or just have Oleana and another Poke waifu to put on her team. For those who don't know about Oleana, most of her team is like Waifumons. With the exception of like Milotic, and of course her ace Pokemon. Lopunny is not in there. I mean, she has Gardevoir. No, she doesn't have Gardevoir. She has Salazar, she has Sarina, but she doesn't have like she doesn't have Gardevoir on her team, which is actually kind of cool. I think does he have Gothitelle on her team? I forget. I should probably check, but I'm not going to. But she has a lot of Poke waifu team. I know she has Frostlass, but still, she has a lot of Poke waifus. Why doesn't he have Lopunny in their team? That's like my main concern. That's all I want to say about it. Five is the Amora line, and okay, I can kind of get why the Amora line is not in Sword and Shield, and like the reason being that, do you really want Karalis to handle the Sail Fossil? Do you really want Karalis, the only like fossil researcher in the region, to take care of any fossil Pokemon, including a fossil Pokemon in Sword and Shield? No! Heck no! Heck no! I mean, maybe a theoretical fusion of Tyrantrum and Aurorus would be kind of cool. But at the same time, no, it won't. Because it'll just be like absolute cringe. So no, even though I love the Amora line, I don't want her to take care of it. Nido King! Oh my god, now we're going to real favorite Pokemon. I am disappointed that we don't either A, have a Galarian form of the Nidoran line, or two, just straight have the Nidoran line in Sword and Shield, because in the whole king and queen thing. Like, you don't have a king or queen thing in like in the region that is like well known for such things. I mean, granted, you can say the same about like most of Europe, but you would think like say king and queen, will immediately think of probably Great Britain. Unless you're thinking about Liechtenstein, then it's probably not gonna happen. So, or like Denmark, but I think none of this also has a king too. But yeah, UK. So no, I am quite salty that Nido King's not on this game. So, like, I would like to have like see what would they do to a Galarian, Nidoran line. They could probably like model after, I don't know, maybe something similar to what they did to the Rookidee line. Like, we're having it based on like squires and like knights and like kings and something like that for the female line. I don't know what to do. They'll probably think of something, but it feels kind of disappointing to not have like the Nidoran Nidoran lines in there. Very disappointing. Also, I kind of want an excuse for Nido King to be either Psychic or Ice type, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That'd be kind of awesome. Number 3, Lilligant. Yeah, yes, I really do like Lilligant more than Nido King, but I'm so surprised specifically for Lilligant why it's not in Sword and Shield. I think it's like between all the Pokemon on this list, I'm surprised Lilligant is not on Sword and Shield, entirely because Whimsicott is, which is weird because almost every Pokemon that has like a counterpart, like every Pokemon currently in Sword and Shield that can have a counterpart is in Sword and Shield. Like for example, let's say Passimian is in this game, so of course Rangaroo is in this game. Slowpoke in this game, of course Lunatone's in there too. But why is Whimsicott in this game, but not Lilligant, which are both counterpart Pokemon? I feel like this is odd and uncalled for. And again, as I said with Laurentiis, there are so many other grass types in Sword and Shield that I would like to use over Lilligant, but that still doesn't, you know, take away the fact that we got a Pokemon whose counterpart is not in the same game as it. That's I feel like something went wrong with Sword and Shield. I mean, yeah, you could probably take him out of the grass type. I mean, as much as I love Maractus, I would gladly take away Maractus if Lilligant's in this game. But this is not the case. So, unfortunately, Lilligant's not in this game, even though it should be. Two is Articuno. And, okay, I kind of get why the legendary birds are not in this game, but I'm just saying that I would like to have legendary birds in this game. Just so you can add more legendary Pokemon, or at least, like, I don't know, import some legendary Pokemon into Sword and Shield. And yes, you can transfer over a bunch of other legendary Pokemon, but they're not the legendary birds. So, I feel like that the original legendaries should be either in Sword and Shield or at least transferable to Sword and Shield. But again, unfortunately, this is not the case. And granted, the legendary birds aren't always like the most meta. I mean, Zapdos is sometimes, and Articuno is like nowhere near like viable, and that's fine because I usually don't like to use legendary Pokemon in online unless like I don't know, I face against Enzo and his freaking Zacian again. But I'm just saying that I really do love Articuno. It's my favorite, still my favorite legendary Pokemon, but unfortunately, it's getting shafted because someone decided, hey, let's keep Delibird in there, or we're going to restrict the amount of legendary Pokemon to use, so much that not even the god of all Pokemon is allowed to be in Galar, which is absolutely hilarious if you think about it. Especially, I read this webcomic that the god of all Pokemon has like blessed his presence, right? Has blessed all of Galar with his presence, and then like the Pangaros police is like, nah, man, nah. Our god's right there, and points at Charizard. I'm just saying, it's just absolutely bonkers that like a lot of legendary Pokemon get the shaft when it comes to entry into Galar. Even it's just hilarious if you think about it. But still, I like Articuno. I might not use Articuno, but I want to have it in the team. And finally, Blaziken. Again, I said this before in like a couple of slots before, that again, I kind of do wish that all the starters are available, but it's just the Galar starters are kind of default, the Kanto starters with Charizard, and the Lola starters because they are from the last game. Or maybe they could have done, I don't know, something else, but nope, we don't have Hoenn starters, we don't have Sigma starters, we don't have Catalyst starters. Heck, we don't have the Unova starters. We have Unova legendaries that are transferable, but not the starters? Question mark? But still, no Blaziken. I mean, Sceptile's a very popular mon, Swamper's a very popular mon, and if Swampert was in this game, he'll might or might not, you know, replace Psychotoad as like the water ground type for OU. I mean, granted, Sludge has Swift Swim, so I'm not doubt that'll happen. But like, also Mega Swampert is not gonna be a thing because Megas don't exist. But still, Blaziken would have been awesome. No, just Blaziken would have been awesome as like a Pokemon partner in Sword and Shield. Heck, I would definitely have Blaziken and even Breixen way over like every single one of those Galar starters. So, just saying, I'd like to have Blaziken over every other starter if I were to give him a choice. So, there we go. So that's it for this list. It's a long one, and my voice is getting like cracked up and just barely unusable. So anyway, so let's just like move on to a list I've already narrated and almost done with. So let's do the Fire and Waifus list, and then I'll do the 2019 games list because it's already near the end of the year. Probably by the time this is ending, by the time this is out, it'll probably either be the end of the year or beginning of next year. So here we go. Fire and Waifus, and then 2019 games. See you guys later.